Hey, what's up everyone? In this video, we're going to look at some new resources for the upcoming Canvas starter site. And in today's video, I'm going to be covering the blog page, light and dark mode. This one is super exciting to me. I got to work on some new Elementor features, being the taxonomy filter and the loop grid loop items. So this one was a lot of fun. Spent a lot of time working on this, and hopefully you can see the fruits of that labor come through in this video and in the templates. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. Lots to get into with this particular video. So from the MyListing Club website, it's mylisting.club. We're going to click here on the MyListing Starter Sites card. We're then going to click Explore and then click into the Canvas card. Scroll down a bit on the Canvas product page. We're going to look at the build notes. And let's see, we're going to be looking at the blog page. So let's expand the blog page accordion here, toggle, however you want to call it. And this is what we're going to run through. There's like I said, lots to get into. Real quick, again, this page was an absolute blast to create. I got to dive into some of the newer features of Elementor, including loop grids and taxonomy filters. First up is the read more links. The read more links have been customized with some CSS designed to give the appearance of a button. Elementor does not provide a way to customize the read more links in this way. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at that item first. Here we are looking at the blog page, and we'll get into all the other components shortly, but you see this read more button here. It's actually a link, and if you look at the posts widget from Elementor, there's no way to do this design yet with just using the plugin. So you have to use CSS. Otherwise, you just get that link that says read more. You know, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about there. You've seen it a million times before, but I thought it'd be cool to show a different spin on it and do a button. Okay. All right. So that's that one. Feature post. I added a feature post to the top of the page with the idea of highlighting some of the most important news for the business. The image placeholder pulls from the post's featured image. So this is just a post widget from Elementor designed as you see it. And then that read more link, obviously. And then this placeholder image actually pulls from the featured image of this post, this featured image post right here. Okay. There's more that goes into it, but I'm skimming the surface here, you know, the important points. Feature post template. So you can get a light mode and a dark mode version. I'm going to show you the dark mode of everything after we get finished with the light mode, okay? So you'll see that. So you get one of each template there. Recent Canvas posts heading. The Elementor heading widget is configured to dynamically inject the site name, which is Canvas in this case, before the word recent and after the word posts. So that's simply saying that Canvas here is injected into the middle of these two words. So if you're a starter site customer, or you buy this particular template, download this template, your site name will be injected in the middle there. Moving on down, recent post section templates. There's a light and a dark mode version of everything, so I'll stop saying that, but there's this section right here is available as a download, as a template. And this is a pro template. This is new as of this month. I created the ability added the ability for pro level members to now get access to templates. And so as you progress through the club membership levels, let's go ahead and look at that real quick, just as a sidebar here. So go to the store page, and we see here the club membership levels: pro, premium, elite, and ultimate. The pro level before could not access pro. There was no pro templates and there was no pro CSS packages, but now there are. Okay, with the idea there is being to make templates and CSS packages more accessible to that lower, pricing tier. That way, now that I can slice and dice these templates down to the smallest level and offer them those components, those elements up to different membership levels. Okay, whereas before maybe they weren't attainable unless you had to buy a higher membership level. Okay, moving on down. Loop grids. This exciting Elementor feature allows you to display the same content type, posts in this case, with entirely different design. Before the release of this feature, you were limited to applying styling available in Elementor's post widget. So let me explain that here. So you see this design here. previously with Elementor, if you just use their post template, however it is that you design the template or the widget, the post widget, these things are all going to look the same. Your only options were, the major options were, do you want to display the post as cards? Do you want to display them like in a classic format or whatever? But you didn't have the freedom to fully design these cards, or these post loops is what I'm trying to say. Now you have the full freedom to do that. Okay, and we're going to get into that here in a second. Looking at the various post sections, you'll notice that every card has a unique design. These are built with unique loop item templates that you can completely customize. So now let's look at that. Looking at the recent posts here, this is nothing more than what's out of the box with Elementor. This is just their straight post widget. When we start getting into the category section here, you'll notice that sometimes they refer to this as a badge, but it's like a taxonomy meta bar, whatever you want to call it. This blue element here. You see how it's at the bottom of this post card? Now let's go down to the tag section. It's down there again, same exact design in the tag section, except for it's pulling in tags. Okay, so those aren't any different. Those are the same. But they start getting different down into the different categories. You see now that blue bar is moved up to the top underneath the image. Going to category 2, I've made it so I've centered and pulled up the bar to be just slightly into the image area. Okay, moving on to category 3, same thing with the bar, but now I've added the author's image and display name at the bottom of the postcard. And that's just, designs off the top of my head. I mean, you could do whatever you wanted in these. Okay. So that's a really, really cool aspect. These are just templates you can fully customize to your liking. All right. So as I show here within the build notes, all of these loop items are available as individual downloads for pro level membership. So you can get those, use those as a starting point and tinker away. Taxonomy filter categories. I added an Elementor taxonomy filter widget in the categories section and configured it to filter all posts by category. I configured this particular filter with a horizontal design. On mobile, users can scroll the filters horizontally. Okay, so let's look at that. In the category section, here is the taxonomy filter. This is new to Elementor, so I wanted to show this off. It's got some nice hover design on hover. It defaults to sorting all posts. You can do category 1 and you see how it filters. Category 2 filters. You see how the cards down here, they change. So category 2, category 3, and so on and so forth. Okay. Looking at this on mobile, as I mentioned, the users can scroll. Let's find my correct section here. Categories. You see there's a horizontal scroll here. So I configured that. Pretty cool. Filter works. Everything's good there. All right. So then let's continue on and see what we have. 2 templates. I'm calling these section templates. Again, these before probably wouldn't have been broken out like this, but now they are accessible now by some of the lower level club membership. So there's a category section and light and dark mode. Sorry, I mentioned light and dark one more time. But then you will get this entire section right here. So this entire section complete with the post loop, the taxonomy filter, and the heading. Okay, moving on down, taxonomy filter tag. I did the same thing, but with tags. Okay, so as we scroll down here, same thing, but now we're filtering by tag. This taxonomy filter is unique in that it's a horizontal look. So same colors and all that stuff, just a horizontal look. Okay, you see the filters working. You also see that you can select multiple tags at a time. So here it's all. Here it's filtering by just tag 1. Now you're doing multi-select. If it has tag 1, if a post has tag 1 and tag 2 and tag 4, let's display it. So we see that no posts match that criteria, so we're not going to display anything. You MyListing users out there, this is going to resonate with you because when you are in an Explore page, for example, and you filter listings by the criteria, you know this works the exact same way. Pretty cool, huh? All right, so templates are available for this whole section. the heading, this little educational subheading here, taxonomy, post loop, so on and so forth. Okay, what's next? Newsletter section template. Again, in the past, I don't think I'd done this yet, but there's a newsletter, this newsletter block section right here. I broke this out, made this available for people to download. Okay. Work does go into this to make it look like this, to make the form look that way, and time is spent on it. So I think it's worthwhile to make this available to people as an individual template. So that's what I've done here. I called it the newsletter section templates. Okay, moving on down, blog page templates. That's you get this entire page. Now, one caveat though, you still need some components, and those components are the post loop items that design these cards. So you'll get everything else except for you need these cards. And you only need one of them really. Just pick the design that you want the most, whether it's category 3, 2, or 1, or maybe you just if you like this look of this category, sorry, not this one, this right here. If you like this look, if you're fine with this look, that's included with the template, the entire blog page template. But when you start getting into these individual unique designs of these cards, that's when you need one of these loop templates up here. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. But if you're fine with the page, the whole page as it looks, and using, say, this card design right here, you're good to go. You just need one of these blog page templates. I spelled this out here at the bottom too, overall solution. Okay, you will need all the resources listed above to fully replicate the blog page as you see it, choosing light or dark mode version as desired. Alternatively, you can select a subset of components. So this actually isn't fully true, so I'll update this after the video. But again, it's to say, I'll say what I said here in this video, and that's, you just need to if you're okay with this, I'll say it one more time. If you're okay with this section of how the posts look, you're good to go. So I'll make that known here in this section, that you don't need every single item on this page necessarily. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. All right, so let's break this down as far as how it looks and everything in the back end. So let's go to, I'm just going to do a search for blog, and we'll quickly look in the back end at the blog page. Okay, if I open up the navigator, if you're not familiar with Elementor as a navigator, just right click on the area in the Elementor editor and click navigator. And what you'll see here is I've broken down the top. I typically just keep the label of the top container, but then as we go down, I label these containers so it's easy for customers to understand what's what. So featured post section is like it sounds, latest post, newsletter, and so on and so forth. So, and then as you dive into these, you'll see they're broken down even more, heading, form, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I wanted to point that out. All right, so not a whole lot to show here. Again, this is using the new taxonomy filter. You see here. Go ahead and refresh this page. I think there's maybe a weird bug there where if you click the taxonomy filter, it kind of resets. Anyway, you can clearly see that it works here on this page. So I don't know if that's a bug or what, but it's like you have to reselect the item. So I'm not going to save that page, so I don't have to worry about it. But anyway, so that is that. That's how that's done. That's the taxonomy widget. Did it again. But yeah, that's it. And let's look at the dark mode version here. So this came out really nice, I think. I love the way this one looks as well. Dark mode placeholder images. Yeah, let me quickly show you that too. I've mentioned this, I believe, in a number of videos, but I think it's important to drive home. Using Happy Files Pro, everything is organized in folders in the media library. So this one is no different. Here is a post folder. In that post folder, you will see unique images for every single post, and they are named accordingly. There's a size. So what that is meant to do is for you just to come in here and replace this. You'll see a replace media link here, that's using the free Enable Media Replace plugin from ShortPixel. You just click this link, add your image with the dimensions that I recommend here, and you're good to go. That prevents you from having to go to posts, locating the post. Let's do post 9 here, for example. Going into here and then going down here to the featured image and replacing it here. So all you need to do is replace it here in the back end, and it will automatically replace it here. Okay, really, really cool stuff. You don't have to worry about thinking about what dimensions you need. I've got that in there for you. You just replace the file with the name that you want to replace it with, and you're good to go. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Let's go back and look at dark mode again. So I'll just briefly scroll through here. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, and then mobile, of course, has been fully designed. Okay, obviously it'll look different the more posts you get in here. It'll be more uniform when you have an even number. I've got an odd number of posts, so there's a little bit of blank space. It looks good on mobile because they're aligned vertically. If you see that horizontal thing again, I can't do it because I'm in template mode, but you saw it before in light mode, how the horizontal works, horizontal filtering. Here's a look at another type of filtering, the vertical filtering. Okay, that is it. A lot went into this, figuring out the taxonomy filters, designing those loop item grid templates, building those out, making everything look responsive, and all of that, all these unique placeholder images for all the posts, and so on and so forth. But it was an absolute blast to do. And yeah, hopefully you're excited about these templates as I am, and I will catch you on the next video.